Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is Jaguar. Varsity game is about to begin. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to St. Joseph Academy for tonight's Ohio High School Athletic Association matchup between the Magnificat BlueStreaks and your St. Joseph Academy Jaguars. The school playing tonight are members of the Ohio High School Athletic Association and abide by the rules of eligibility and contest regulations. The officials assigned to tonight's game have met extensive requirements set by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and have been approved by both schools to provide their important role in tonight's game. Your support of the student athletes on the field at tonight's match is appreciated by both member schools competing. Though both teams are rivals, they are expected to exhibit the qualities of good conduct throughout the contest, and the administration of both schools requests the same from all viewers. Hi everyone, my name is Lexi and I am a sophomore here at SJA. I am the head of our club Jaguar, and if you know anyone interested in photography, anything behind the background of SJA sports, we are looking for you. Email me, alexiactus at sjaactus at SJA students if anyone is interested, and we'd love to have you join our team. Photographers, anyone interested in social media, sideline interviews. We're going to make this club amazing and expand. For Magnificat, our starters on the floor are Gia Florio, Kaylee Snow, Lizzie Godleski, Kaylin White, Sydney Barowi, Lauren Locker, and Mary Clayton. And your St. Joseph Academy Jaguar starters are Jazzy Ocasio, Molly Sullivan, Annie Kokar, Milani Marrero, Lila Katura, Stella Welch, and B. Jarkow. First serve of the game, here is number 5, Gia with the serve. And that's the point for the Jaguars. Here's Annie with the serve. And that ball is shanked by Magnificat. Jaguar point. Here's Annie with the serve again. Tipped over the net, and that is another ace for Annie. Unfortunately, just outside, that was a point for the BlueStreaks. Number 11 with the serve. Nice try on the block there. Magnificat point. Number 11 with the serve. Received by Jazzy. Jaguars unable to get to that one. Point for the BlueStreaks. Received by Jazzy. Stella with the set. Unfortunately, Jaguars unable to receive that serve. Received by Annie, set by Stella. And that ball was unfortunately blocked by Magnificat. Score now 3-6 BlueStreaks. Number 11 with the serve. Received by Annie. And that's a point for your Jaguars. A nice block there by B. Here's Molly with the serve. Jaguars unable to get to that one. Point for the BlueStreaks. Number 6 with the serve. Received by Molly. Set by Stella. And there's a point for the Jaguars. Nice spike there by number 11, Hayden. Stella with the serve. Score now 5-8 BlueStreaks. Number 1 with the serve. Received by Molly. Stella keeps it up in the air. Jaguars unable to receive that ball. Student sections are wild today. For the theme for Magnificat, we got some construction going on. And our Jaguars are all out in camo print. We're looking to hunt down a win. And there's a nice block by the Jags. Jaguars unable to receive that hard hit. There's a timeout on the floor. Score 5-10 BlueStreaks. Stuka is really hyping up our student section right now. The classic Yo Baby Yo. Jaguars are taking the court again. Everyone knew going in that this was going to be a tough match tonight. Both schools are very skilled. Here's number 1 with the serve. Received by Molly. Unfortunately into the net, point for BlueStreaks. Number 1 with the serve. Unfortunately blocked by Magnificat. Kept up in the air by Molly, set by Stella. And that is a point for your Jaguars. Here's Milani with the serve. The BlueStreaks unfortunately unable to get to that one. Point for the Jaguars. Here's Milani with the serve again. That is out. Point for the Jags. I got the chance to speak with Milani and interview her earlier this week. If you would like to see the interview, go ahead and find us on Instagram, Jaguar1890. Magnificat's trying to be a little bit tricky with these light touches over the net, but they have not been able to successfully go with their plan. And that is a timeout on the court. Score now 9-12 BlueStreaks. We are still in it to win it. Here's Milani with the serve. And unfortunately, that light touch play there did work. Here's number 9 with the serve. Received by Molly, set by Stella. Tipped over the net by Lila. Jaguars unable to get to that one. Received by Molly, set by Stella. Back to Lila. Jaguars try to block that one, but are unsuccessful. Number 9 with the serve. And that is a kill for number 6. For number 5, pardon me, for number 5, Annie Kokar. Here's Jaylise with the serve. And that is a block for your Jaguars. Number 10, Maddie. Score now 11-15 BlueStreaks. Here's Jaylise again with the serve. Try to block that one there, but unsuccessful. Point for the BlueStreaks. Number 10 with the serve. And that's into the net. Point for the Jaguars. Here's Jazzy with the serve. And that's just outside the line there. Point for Magnificat. Here's number 5 with the serve. Received by Molly. Set by Stella. Annie goes in for the kill. Have to give Magnificat a hand. Their blocking is on fire right now. Number 5 with the serve. A nice tip over the net there by B. Magnificat unfortunately unable to get to that ball. Here's Annie with the serve. Unfortunately outside the lines. Point for Magnificat. Here's number 11 with the serve. And that's into the net. Point for the Jaguars. Score now 14-19 BlueStreaks. Here's Molly with the serve. And that is out. Point for the Jaguars. Here's number 6 with the serve. Jaguars unable to send that back over the net. Point for the BlueStreaks. Timeout on the floor. We have a special guest here with us tonight, Kayla Reynolds. I'm going to give her the headset, and she's going to say hi to everyone.
Hi, I'm Kayla Reynolds. I'm a sophomore at St. Joseph Academy. Oh, I'm on the swim team. Hey, let's go, Jags! Okay, goodbye.
Thank you, Kayla. We love you. Score 14-21 BlueStreaks. Here's number 6 with the serve. Received by Molly, set by Stella. That ball was unfortunately in. Point for the BlueStreaks. Number 6 with the serve. Received by Molly, set by Stella. Jags keeping the ball alive. And that ball is out. Point for the Jaguars. Here's Stella with the serve. Jags unable to get to that ball. Point BlueStreaks. Number 1 with the serve. Received by Molly. Saved there by Annie. Point for the Jaguars. Here's Milani with the serve. And that ball is shanked by the BlueStreaks. Point Jaguars. Milani again with the serve. And that is a kill for Annie. Milani again with the serve. Nice block there by the Jags. With get the light little touch there. Jaguars score a point. Milani with the serve. Jags unable to get to that one. Point for the BlueStreaks. Score now 19-24 at BlueStreaks. Here's number 9 with the serve. And that is out. Point for the Jaguars. The Jags are staying in it. They are in it to win it against our rivals Magnificat here tonight. Here's Jaylees with the serve. That ball is unfortunately out. The first set score was 20-25 BlueStreaks. A little bit of a break now. Student sections are still loud and proud. Tomorrow, everyone's excited. We get to sleep in. It's a teacher day. It's a nice little break after the busy week. Last Friday was everyone's favorite event for the freshmen, freshman welcome. The theme was Aladdin. The seniors introduced the freshmen to all ways SJA, and it's a really welcoming and fun day for all the freshmen. The seniors were their genies, and they want to grant them all their wishes here at SJA. But it's a really fun day. You get a lot of candy, but it's very loud. Feel bad for the people who did have tests that day. Up here in the crow's nest tonight, since we are camo themed, we got some parachutes. Kayla and I are launching. Even though I do play softball, these don't go very far. Ooh. Hey there, everyone. We're going to keep on launching these parachutes. These are actually really fun. But yeah, Josie's all decked out in camo tonight. Right now, Mags has a record of 13-2, and we have a record of 8-7. Here's Stella with the serve. Point for the BlueStreaks. Here's number 5 with the serve. Received by Annie, set by Stella. Mags unfortunately had a nice block there. Point for them. Number 5 with the serve. Received by Annie, set by Stella. Sent over the net. That ball is unfortunately in. Number 5 with the serve. Received by Molly. Set by Stella. Sent over the net by Hayden. Back to Molly. Jaguars unable to get to that ball. Here's 5 again with the serve. That is out. Point for the Jaguars. Score now 1-4 BlueStreaks. Here's Milani with the serve. Just missed there by the Jags. Point for the BlueStreaks. The Jags have got some very good communication here on the court tonight. Fortunately, point for the BlueStreaks. .11 with the serve. Received by Milani. Just missed the line. Point for the BlueStreaks. Here's 11 with the serve. Received by Milani. Set by Stella. Sent over by Maddie. That hard hit was way outside the lines. Point for the Jags. Here's Molly with the serve. Unfortunately, that ball is out. Point for the BlueStreaks. Here's number 6 with the serve. Received by Molly. Set by Stella. Number 6 again with the serve. Received by Molly. Set by Stella. Sent over the net by Maddie. Milani got her hands on that one. Unfortunately, Jaguars unable to get to it. That's a timeout on the court. Score 2-10 Blue Streaks. Jaguars are having a little bit of a team talk, trying to lock in, figure out their game plan to stay in it to win it. Student section's still going wild. Little advertisement we have up right now is talking about shadowing. If you know anyone in 8th grade, we are always looking to welcome future Jaguars into our school. They experience a full day of classes with lunch included. Some of our favorite lunch specials are orange chicken and Oreo cream pie. Kayla agrees with that. But we would love to see you here at St. Joseph Academy. You would shadow one of our student ambassadors. And everyone is super welcoming. One of the reasons why I chose St. Joe's was because of the community and how everyone is, it's a sisterhood. We all look out for each other. Mags with the serve, received by Molly. Sent over net by Lila. Good try there on the block, but unfortunately point for the Blue Streaks. Here's number 6 with the serve. Received by Molly. Set by Stella. Blocked there by Mags. Just tipped over. Jaguars unfortunately unable to send that back over. It's now 2-12 Blue Streaks. Served by number 6, received by Milani, set by Stella. Sent over by Maddie. Jaguars try to keep that rally going, but are unsuccessful. Number 6 with the serve. Received by Molly. Set by Stella. Put over the net by Lila. Point for the Jaguars. That ball is out, point for the Jags. Student sections are getting a little competitive with how loud their cheers are. Jaguars got to keep the energy up. Here's Jazzy with the serve. That ball is out, point for the Jags. Timeout on the floor. With Jaguar, I am also a cross-country runner and softball player here at SJA. Tonight for cross-country, we had our workout, and then we enjoyed a pasta dinner sponsored by some of our cross-country parents. Big thank you to them, but it's always very delicious, and it's a good way. Our meets are on Saturdays, and it's a really good way to fuel up on some carbs before running our best. Kayla here is a swimmer. Kayla, what's your favorite tradition that swim does?
I don't know. I'm not quite sure.
They do get bagels after Saturday practices, though. That's a big one with some of them. Here's Jazzy with the serve. Unfortunately, that does hit the net. Mags with the serve. Jaguars unable to keep that one in the air. Point for the BlueStreaks. Number 1 with the serve. Received by Jazzy. Set by Stella. Sent over the net by Lila. The BlueStreaks keep on catching us off guard a little bit there. That's Jaguars. Great communication skills, but when the ball comes flying at you, they need to keep their eye and head on the swivel. Here's number 1 with the serve. Molly receives. And that ball is shanked by the BlueStreaks. Here's Annie with the serve. That's a kill for the BlueStreaks. Score now 6-17. Jaguars have to stay in this game. Here's number 9 with the serve. That is into the net, point for the Jags. With how loud it is with both student sections cheering tonight, it is really hard to stay in the game. Just like Melanie says, that is one of the challenges tonight, playing a huge rival. Here's Jaylee's with the serve. Jaguars unable to send that back over. Here's number 10 with the serve. Score 7-20 BlueStreaks. Jaguars need to do a quick reset here. Have to stay in it. Clear their minds, block out all the noise. Serve received by Annie. Fortunately, just outside the line. Point for Megs. Pardon me, actually point for the Jags. Here's Stella with the serve. Mags has hidden all those spots today. Here's number 20 with the serve. Just outside, point for the Jags. Here's Milani with the serve. Nice block there by the Jags. Teamwork of Maddie and B sent that one flying back over. Milani with the serve. And that's another point for your Jags. Tipped over by B. Milani again with the serve. Jags unfortunately unable to receive that ball. Point for the BlueStreaks. Here's number 11 with the serve. Received by Molly. Set by Stella. Sent over the net by Maddie. And that's another kill for Megs. Right now, Megs is really hitting our weak spots. And that's a kill by Annie. Here's Molly with the serve. And that's just a bit out. Point for the BlueStreaks. Score 12-24. Number 6 with the serve. Received by Molly, set by Stella. And that ball is in, a kill for Annie. Jaguars are staying in it. Here's Jazzy with the serve. Nice save there by Jazzy. Unfortunately, Jaguars unable to reach it. Score the second set, 13-25. Jags need to do a quick mental reset right here. They have to clear their head. It's very loud in here, and that does get in trouble sometimes with focusing on the court. But they're a really great team, and they are there to lift each other up. That is one thing I love about the Volley Jags, how they all support each other. Another thing happening in the world of a St. Joseph Academy student, we have Jaguar Jackpot happening right now. If you know anyone who attends St. Joseph Academy, they need to sell those Jaguar Jackpot tickets. They're $10 a piece, and you have a chance at winning a lot of money and supporting St. Joe's. Another thing with Jaguar Jackpot, the student who sells the winning ticket also gets some money, so that's another big thing here. And on the day where we announce the winners of the jackpot on our raffle, we do have the Pride Bowl. Our Pride Bowl is a flag football game between classes. Last year, I believe the seniors did win. Us freshmen last year did put up a good fight, though. It's a big event for the school. There's also usually ice cream, which is a really fun way to cool off after running up and down our soccer field. We're at the beginning of the third set for those just joining us. BlueStreaks have won the last two. Jaguars need to stay in it to win it. Here's served by number 5, received by Jay Lees. That's sent over the net by B. Back over, saved by Molly. Nice block there by the Jags for a point. As the student section would say, there's a wall there. Here's Annie with the serve. And that ball's out. Point for your Jaguars. Annie with the serve. That ball is unfortunately out. Point for the BlueStreaks. And that's a point for your Jaguars. Score now 3-1. Here's Molly with the serve. And the Jaguars keep that up. But unfortunately, point for Magnificat. Number 6 with the serve. Received by Molly. Set by Stella. Push it over the net. Nice save there by Molly, but unfortunately, the Jaguars are unable to send it back over. Number 6 again with the serve. Received by Molly. To Stella. To Hayden. Unfortunately, that ball does go out. Point for Megs. Here's number 6 again with the serve. To Annie. To Stella. To Hayden. Point for Megs. unable to get to that one. Point for the Jags. Served by Stella. And that's out. Point for the Jags. Jaguars unable to get to that one. Point for the BlueStreaks. It is a really close game here in the third set. Score 5-6, Mags. Here's number one with the serve. To Molly. Fortunately, Jaguars unable to send it back over the net. Number one again with the serve. To Molly. Set by Stella. To Hayden. Nice block there by the Jags. Point, Mags. Here's number one with the serve. And here's our little guys we're sending into the crowd. Received by Molly to Annie. Unfortunately, just outside there. Timeout on the floor. Score 5-10 BlueStreaks. Here's number one with the serve. Received by Molly. Set by Stella. Sent over the net by Lila. And that ball is out. Point for the Jags. Here's Milani with the serve. Right back to Milani. Set by Stella. Sent over by Annie. Jags unable to get to that spot. Here's number 9 with the serve. Received by Molly, set by Stella. Sent over by Annie. Back to Annie. Stella. A block there by Mags, unfortunately. Sent over by Annie. Again, Jaguars unable to get to that spot. Score now 6-13 Blue Streaks. Number 9 with the serve. To Molly. Stella. Maddie. That's kept up in the air by Stella. Annie sends it over. That's a point for your Jags. We've got some really good rallies going on today. We knew coming into that it was going to be a very tough game. That's a point for the Jags. Here's Meredith again with the serve. To Milani. Stella sets it. And that ball is out of there from Mags. Point Jags. Here's Meredith again with the serve. Close block there by the Jags. Score 9-14 Blue Streaks. Here's number 10 with the serve. Received by Annie, set by Stella. Fortunately, that is out. Point for the Blue Streaks. Here's number 10 again with the serve. That's a point for the Jags. Here's Jaylee's with the serve. Nice block there by the Jags. And that is a point for SJA. And that's a kill for Annie. Score now 12-15 Blue Streaks. Here's Jaylee's again with the serve. Little battle there at the net. And that's a point for the Jags. Here's Jaylee's. Number 5 with the serve. And that just tips over the net. Here's 22 with the serve to Molly. Set by Stella. Jaguars are out here to have fun. They're keeping the energy up. Here's Annie with the serve. Nice block there by the Jags. That is a point. Annie again with the serve. Fortunately, that is out. Point for Mags. Here's number 11 with the serve. Received by Jaylee's. Set by Stella. Back over. Jags unable to send it back. Here's number 11 with the serve. To Jaylee's. Set by Stella. Fortunately blocked by Magnificat. Mag switching out their servers. .26 with the serve to Jaylee's. Set by, and that's a tip over by Stella. BlueStreaks did not see that one coming. She really camouflaged that play right there. Here's Molly with the serve. Jags try to keep that one up. Unfortunately, unable to. Here's number 6 with the serve. To Molly. Jaylee's. And that is kept over the net by Annie. Although unfortunately unable to get to that kill. That was an amazing save there though by the Jags. The BlueStreaks are keeping us on our toes. Number 6 with the serve to Molly. Jags unable to send that one back over. Score is now 16-23 BlueStreaks. It is time to lock in. Here's 6 with the serve to Molly. Set by Stella. Sent over by Hayden. Molly dives in trying to save it. Unfortunately, it was unsuccessful. Score 16-24. Here's number 6 with the serve. Molly to Hayden. Molly keeps it up. Jaylee's to Hayden again. Unfortunately, Jaguars were unable to get it. Mags has won the game. Thank you so much for joining our broadcast tonight for our matchup against the Magnificat BlueStreaks versus your St. Joseph Academy Jaguars. This is Alexi and
Shayla,
signing out. Thank you so much for watching.